everyone, and welcome to tonight's live. Today is Tuesday, March 26th, and I want to thank everyone for joining us today. We're not going to spend too much time, but today's topic is what do Black women really want? And this topic came about because we had a video a few weeks ago talking about why Black women are single and that there was just so many comments, so many things to address, so many different opinions. I mean, some make some sense, some are just a bit extreme, and I really feel like most of the time there's a lot of blame game when it comes to that topic. Like, women will blame, oh, the men are not serious, or, our parents didn't tell us the right thing to do when we were growing up. Then a lot of the men will say, oh, these women are not marriage material, they're not wives, that's why they can't settle down. And I just feel like, this topic is going to be the last video of our relationship series, basically, that we started in February, the month of love, and it just extended because there's so many things to talk about. And basically, the question is, what do Black women really want? And from the comments from the videos, such as why Black women are single,
Them comments.
it alludes that Black women want too much. That is the overall message I get when I go through a lot of the comments, specifically from men, is that what when Black women are asking for is almost too much, or they're not deserving of it, or it doesn't match what they can give, something of that nature, that women are asking for too much. I don't believe so. I really, really don't, because I'm a Black woman and I'm around,
The average.
I'm around a lot of Black women, and I see what we deal with. I see what we tolerate. I see what we manage. And I personally think part of the reason why a lot of Black women are single is because they don't want to do that anymore. They'd rather be by themselves than beg for the basics, or beg for the bare minimum, or beg for just the simple things that I just really don't believe women of other races have to beg for. I really, really don't think so. So, yeah, let's start. We don't want to go too long. Hi, Marissa. Let us know in the comment section where you're calling from. Wait, did you get your hair locked? Yes, I did. I got micro locks in January. And we already had a comment, 2 p.m. Oh, easy answer. Control is the answer. So Era Black TV believes that Black women want control. But women must understand, man doesn't have to do anything or move a finger. Man is swayed. If you don't have swaying power over him, that's not a control, woman's man, or idea of life. I'm not understanding. Women don't really understand or want to deal with give and take in relationships. Black women haven't been groomed for marriage and family either. So to their mothers' mistakes or lack of interest in family. So this comment comes up a lot, right? So let's start with this. That Black women have not been groomed for marriage and family. But I would argue that Black women are not groomed. I don't think the Black men are groomed either.
At all. Right.
I don't think that's a gender thing, right? I think if a lot of people are growing up with single family households, parents, not together, never been married, no one is groomed, male or female. But I don't understand why this conversation is so specific to women of color. Is it because, I don't know. But anyway, so that's interesting. Hello, everyone. Like the videos you join. Yes, everyone, please don't forget to like the video. Black versus African is the real tea. What do you mean by the real tea? Can you elaborate on that? So yeah, so anyone can feel free to join in. We're taking callers early today. Basically, in your opinion, what do Black women really want?
What about the perception of what Black women want? Because if you look at the thumbnail, a lot of comments speak to Black women being very materialistic, right? So that's something I think that is heavily pushed on social media for sure, with like celebrity culture, the IG baddies, designer, all that lifestyle here and there. I can't necessarily agree or disagree because like I said, I don't have that many non-Black close friends. So to me, from my understanding, I don't know if it's fair to say it's a Black woman thing or if it's just being in 2024 where we are as a world and just being, very things being really pushed at us, things being very accessible, Klarna, all that stuff. I think it's something that everyone is struggling with at this moment. I don't know if it's more so with Black women, particularly than other groups of women. We would need statistics and data. I don't have that. I do think that when a lot of people make those type of comments, especially Black men, I think it comes from a place of just not feeling like Black women deserve those things. because I think that there are situations where, number one, because a woman has those things doesn't mean that she's necessarily materialistic if she can afford it, right? Like, I think we have to be careful on what we're calling materialistic. Is it just having nice things? Is it the desire for nice things? If you can afford it, are you still materialistic? Like, how are we really defining that? I
It's the
think
value. Being materialistic is
the
the value.
value, but I'm saying just because someone has nice things doesn't mean they put a high premium on it. It could just be what they can afford. It can be someone driving a Toyota, it could be like someone driving a G-Wagon based on their income. It's, money is very relative. So I think we have to be very careful, because we also know a lot of Black women are doing very well financially. So it's like, what's wrong with you giving yourself a lifestyle that you can maintain if that's what makes you happy, and you're not hurting anybody, and your credit score is not 400, and you're not in debt? You know what I mean? That's another conversation. If we're talking about those, there are a subset of people living a fake life. We know that. We know 2024 social media people are living very, very fake lives. We get it. But I feel as if when it comes to Black women, a lot of the anger and disdain is basically a result of people just feeling like we don't deserve nice things. Because I don't feel as if you see a white woman my age coming out of a Range Rover, do you have those same? Will you think, oh, she's materialistic? Will you think, oh, without even knowing what she does, how much she makes, how much she has in investments, what's her portfolio? Are you going to come to that same conclusion, or are you coming to that conclusion because we're Black and you're just? That's the point I'm making. I feel like a lot of it is basically, I wouldn't say necessarily hate, but I think a lot of it just
Jealousy.
come to the jealousy is part of it, but it just makes me come to the conclusion that a lot of Black men don't. What annoys them is not necessarily that Black women necessarily may have these things, is that they may just feel as if they're not worthy of it or they don't deserve it almost. Not necessarily that they have it. I don't know if that makes
I
sense.
don't think that's true. I think, at least from the comments I read in the comment section, it can get a little wild. I think it's, for some men, their argument is women putting that in their face, like throwing, like almost like feeling as if they're better than these men, or feeling as if these men are beneath them because of the certain material things they have, or because of the amount of money that they make. I see that more, but I wouldn't say that.
Leading with that.
I guess. I
Mm,
guess.
I think it's tricky, and I get, like I said, I don't think it's. I have to see numbers and statistics. I'm a numbers person. I can't say it's a Black woman thing. I just think this generation society that we're in. People are just have more access to things. That's just the truth. You can go and get a car and put no money down. You can go and finance stuff. You can. It's easier for you to get into that lifestyle creep in this day and age because of accessibility and like the access to credit. So I see that point, but I don't. I think that low key, when a lot of people push that materialism agenda, it also comes from a place of insecurity. That's my personal. When a lot of men, particularly Black men, speak like that, is also because those things may intimidate them, or that it somehow makes them feel insecure or feel as if like they can't. And I'm not. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's their experience. I can't knock it, but I think it's more than just, oh, she's materialistic. Nah, it's layered.
Okay, Marissa said Black women want different things than African women, I feel. Both want money and loyalty at the end of the day, but African women want marriage more than Black women. Mia says, hi, Mia. Black women want marriage too. They just settle for being a baby mama and girlfriend and don't demand marriage from Black men. So Mia is African American. I'm assuming Marissa is African. So those are two interesting perspectives.
It's
So
funny because we talked about, a lot of the comments also, there's a lot of conversation about this. A lot of conversation about like how someone even said how y'all someone came at us and said we're immigrants. How are we talking about Black people? I'm just like, y'all, what do people
I mean, we experience the same issues that Black women experience.
so
I mean, it may be on a different level.
honestly, this conversation, I think it's hard because you don't want to be polarizing with these type of topics, because it could get very polarizing. It could get very, very messy really quick. But I do think when we have a lot of these conversations with dating and relationships in the Black community, it is very different when we start talking about like Black African and like Black American. The experiences are a little different. Even the men, because a lot of men will come in the comment and some of the things they say, I just honestly I don't believe it.
Let me tell y'all, women, number one comment I have a lot of men saying, where are the single Black women with no kids? Where are the single Black women with no kids? And I'm just looking at you guys like, huh? There's so many single Black women with no kids. So I'm just like, am I in a different world because of my background that I grew up in, and because I hang out with a lot of, Nigerian Americans, blacks from different, like from the Caribbean, from Africa? Is that why? Because to me, that's just so obnoxious to say that there's no single black women
Like
that
the way they commented is crazy. Like it's like they can't find it. Like it's so rare. And I'm just like, come on now. I don't know maybe it's where your environment, where you live. Remember, people are living in different parts of the world, your level of exposure, who you're around, where you grew up. I don't know, because some of these things I just feel as if, I'll be honest, I can't really relate. So there definitely is a conversation set to be had. And I think Mia made a great point, is that the women desire, everyone desires it, but it's we always talk about it. It's not like necessarily a do or die, right? For some versus the other. So
Okay. So Marissa said, yes, I'm West African. Marissa, can you name me 3 things that you really want? When the title is, what do black women really want? What are the top 3 things you really want in a partner?
Mia, you want to be
And
next?
Mia, I also want you to name the top 3 things that you want.
Be honest. Don't say God fearing.
Y'all feel free to come on live because you put in the link. You guys can feel free to come. I'm gonna start, right? Because we're gonna make it juicy. It's gonna be quick too. It's gonna be juicy. Top 3 things I think most black women really want. I can't speak for every black woman on the planet, but in 2024 with this climate, I think the top 3 things most black women want. Number 1, honesty.
Yeah, number 1.
Number 2, respect. And number 3, financial stability. I'd even put love there, to be honest, because to me, maybe love would be like number 4.
Love is fleeting.
I feel like love might even be number 4, number 5. I think number 1 is honesty.
It's honesty.
Number 2 is respect. I feel most women, when we think about respect, but yes, we know men need respect, they don't need love, right? But I feel like as a woman, you also want respect, because I believe there's certain things a man would never do if he really respects you.
Truly respects you, right?
But I feel like love, I wouldn't put as top 3, because a man can still love you and still cheat on you.
Love is useless to me if you don't respect me and you're not honest. Love is useless to me. Like it's
me personally, honesty, respect, and financial stability.
Okay, I would say
those are the top 3.
3. Honesty, financial stability, and what did you say? Respect? What did I say? Respect? Because I feel like somehow respect
and respect are kind of the same,
honesty, right? So I feel like
change it up. I was gonna put I'll put kindness.
Someone who's kind, yes.
I'll put number 1, kindness.
No, number 1 is honest. I don't need you to be kind if you're a liar. You
can be
a kind liar. Number 1 is honesty.
Number 1 is respect/honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 1 is respect/honesty. Number 2 is kindness, and number 3 is financial stability. For me, because I was like, I'm kind of thinking honesty and respect. I'm kind of looking at it the same way.
You need someone who is kind, someone who is.
Evie says, to be honest, generosity, honor, and integrity. Integrity
is like, it's honesty. Wait, integrity, I look at it like honesty, right? Someone who's honest. So how are you defining honor? Like someone who honors, I think that's kind of like respect, right? Someone who honors you, like, and then generosity, of course, like that's a big one, because people always talk about salary, but that's all useless if someone isn't generous.
Character. Rant, rage, redundant, and honest about what? Everything. You don't want to be with someone that everything they say. Come on, did you not
double checking it like Risa Tisa?
Yeah, like you don't want like someone that you can trust.
We forgot God fearing, and look at Marissa.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah, I can't not say God fearing. LOL. But number 1, loyal, educated, paid, educated. God fearing, I feel like, to me, if he's honest, it kind of goes with the honest part. If he's truly, because sometimes people say they God fearing, but they be doing some wild stuff. So it's like, I'd rather have you be honest and just given the label of your God fearing, and then you're moving mad. So I feel like maybe God fearing still falls under the umbrella of honesty. Someone with integrity. But yeah. Mia said effective communication, honesty, God-fearing, no specific order. Oh, good. You even put money up there. See, is that too much? Is that too much? We asked for Gino.
Gino!
Is attractive with muscles. What's called Gino? Okay. We just said top 3. There's definitely more things that women want than 3. Same thing, there's more things that men want than just 3 things. But if we're going to say the top, attraction is key. I'm not going to lie. I don't even know how I missed that. Attraction is key, but I feel like the reason why I don't think attraction would be top 3, because even if you're attractive and you don't have anything else I listed, is useless.
With a mature woman, not a young girl, maybe attraction can get her and move her and keep her in the situation she doesn't need to be in, but attraction is not enough if the other things are not there. Mm-mm.
Brad said, "I'm pulling up tonight, sure." And he said, "Y'all don't want honesty. Who doesn't want honesty?"
Right, they do pull up and be in calm and don't be a little calm, okay? Don't start talk. Don't start.
He said, "Someone who honors me in himself. Integrity meaning he is honest and has strong moral principles. So it's an umbrella term for a lot of things."
No, integrity is a huge turn on.
So Ngozi, what are the top three? Now that we did you already say your top three?
Yeah, I said someone who's honest, kind.
You copied me basically.
No, I said I'm the one that gave you kind. Someone who's
No,
honest.
I said kind on my own.
No, I brought up. Oh yeah, I said kind. Yeah, someone who's honest, kind, and is it respect? Honest, kind. Oh yeah, and financially stable.
No,
Yes.
because I'm not going to front to you about the financial stable part because
Generous, yeah.
it's hard to have real romance without finance. They have a song about it. What's that song? That Caribbean song?
No romance without finance.
JB, both of you are above 6 foot, right? Yes, sure I am 6'2". Gino's attraction is what makes the other things matter. If there's no attraction, there's no chemistry. I understand that, Gino, and I definitely attraction is important. Now,
One on chemistry, so
yeah, trust me, I'm big on attraction and chemistry, but I don't know if I would say top three because I feel like sometimes attraction chemistry that can grow if the person really, if you, not in all cases, right, but sometimes that can grow if you really get to know the person. They're a good person. Like you may not initially have that, but that can come later. But the other things I'm naming, you can't make someone kind, you can't make someone honest. Those are more of character traits. I can't make you financially stable, at least for the most part. Maybe even that is even subjective, but chemistry, I don't know. But I understand what you're coming from. Oh, and he can't be too outside, i.e. club and Marissa. We don't want no one that's too outside. I need to go out more than you, okay? Let me be outside, you stay inside. JK, I'm just joking. Waves 360 said, in college, we had a black seminar with like 300 black people, and the teacher wrote down things men said they want, and it was like 5 things. And for women, they came up with over 50. I could believe that.
believe that.
I didn't want to say it, but most women can't handle honesty. It'll hurt your feelings. That's fine. That's fine.
When you say honesty in a sense,
It doesn't mean you have to be rude because you're honest.
no, I think I get what he's trying to say, but I think it kind of goes to the point that honesty is not the only thing. That's why, like, integrity and someone, because it's like it's not just be it's like it's not enough for you to be honest and you're just doing a bunch of things that I don't want you to be doing, right? Like we don't mean honesty in the sense like, oh, you're just honest, but then you doing like wild stuff. That's right. With the honesty also has to be integrity, has to be this other stuff. So it's like, I guess we're trying to say, because where I'm reading his comments that basically when men do certain things or they do things that average women won't be happy about, do we really want them to be honest about it? Like, do you really want to know? You say you want to know, but do you really want to know? So I think that's fair. Evie said, not gonna lie, I love me a rich and generous, humble guy. That's top tier. Okay. Gwen Ruthie, no romance or finance. LO, ain't nothing going on but the rent. And Guzzy, if a man wants to toast you, how should he go about it, JB? He should send me a DM. It goes down in the DM. I know more men who are financially stable, kind of honest. They get no chicks.
I just cannot stand this narrative. I really can't stand this narrative that women don't want nice men. Women only want bad men. All the nice guys are so perfect. No, a lot of times they're odd. They're awkward. They act weird. They're off.
You may know them, but they may be financially stable, kind of honest, but they may be socially weird.
At least in my experience, like women are not passing up on financially stable, honest men who are normal.
Right.
That's ridiculous. That narrative really needs to stop. Just because someone has the package and they have it good on paper, does you
the difference in real life and actually interacting with this person, being like, okay, now it all makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Trust me, at least from my experience, a lot of those guys, and they'll crap people, oh, girls only want bad guys. No, trust me, I understand to an extent. I don't, like I always say, women do not want bad men. Women want masculine men.
Same way all you men don't necessarily want thoughts and hoes. They want feminine women, right?
So those bad boys, those party boys, those street boys tend to come with a lot of masculinity, right? The way they exert themselves, the way they move, the way they demand. their presence, the way they approach women, their confidence, their swag. That's what women want. But no women likes the way they move and their poor
Don't
behavior.
say no woman, but
Most
most
women,
women.
most women don't
Some
want
women
that.
like hood men. That's their type.
Just because a man is hood doesn't mean that he's bad. That's not what I described. I'm describing a guy who is
Talk
not
about lifestyle. Someone who's in
serious,
that lifestyle.
who's all over the place. Most women, especially when they're looking to settle down, they do not want that type of guy. Look how Marissa even said she don't want a man that goes clubbing. Most women don't want a guy like that. They want a guy that's home and chill and calm and has money. What? That's our dream. But you have to also be normal. You also can't be really like, if you're socially awkward, you could work on that. You know what I mean? Like there's things that also too, a lot of men think that because I have money, that's enough. You know, I'm doing well, that's enough. It's not enough. You know, it's nice, it's a start, but I know a lot of men, I'm not gonna lie, they can have a house, they can have a nice car, and you're right, Gino, they will still be single if they're off. Women will still run away, even with all the six figures, six pack, 6 foot, everything. If they're off and they're strange and they act weird, women are not going to want them.
They running.
I can list the 10.
You listed the 10. Go jump down to the 10 that Gina listed.
All women want: honesty, affection, attention, intimacy, conversation, quality time, trust, respect, companionship, intellectual stimulation. No, I like your list, Gino.
Where you get this list from, Gino? Because you got a lot. You have a lot of opinions.
Women want the 3 6s: 6 foot, 6 pack, and 6 figures. To be honest, me personally, of those 3 6s, I really just would really love the 6 foot because I'm 6'2". You know, I'm a tall girl. So that's the only 6 that really stands out to me. 6 figures would be nice. It would be nice, but definitely the 6 foot. I could sit on that table. I would not mind a man 6 foot plus. I mean, it's not even a prerequisite for me because, you know, if you got it, you got it. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm a tall girl, so I deserve 6 foot plus. All y'all short girls, leave 6 foot plus for us. Go to your 5'7", 5'6". They need love too. Leave the small guys. Leave the tall guys for us. Mia said, yes, we want honesty, but sometimes you have to be mindful of your tone and delivery. Exactly, Mia. That's what I said. Just because you're being honest with me doesn't mean that you have to be rude or like be obnoxious to hurt my feelings. There's a nicer way to say things. Of course, some things will always hurt you. Like, be like, oh, yeah, babe, your breath stinks. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's going to be something like, oh my God. But there's a way to say it that will hurt someone's feelings less, right? But it doesn't mean that a woman wouldn't want to know that. I would want you to tell me that, for sure. Lil Ernest. Hi, Lil Ernest. If a man had all the qualities you were looking for, but had multiple women on the side, would you mind sharing him? Yes, we would mind. This is not,
You wouldn't mind? Oh, you say you would mind sharing him.
Yes, and that's part of the problem.
There's too much disease, Lil Ernest.
And that is part of the problem we're talking about when we talk about what do Black women want. My number one thing was honesty. That's part of being monogamous. I believe that is part of the problem, that a lot of women want monogamy.
That's what I'm saying. When we say honesty, I think the other guy I was trying to make that like what we think is not just honest. If you tell me, oh, I look fat or something, we mean like the way you move, like you move honestly. Like you're not cheating, you're not lying, you're not being deceptive, you're not, being manipulative. Like you are who you are, and that's why I think integrity is almost more important than you saying honest, because if you really are a person of integrity, there's certain things that's going to be very difficult for you to do.
So it's very difficult, but you're still a human and you can make a mistake, right? Okay, Mia said, what is y'all ideal man? Looks, money, and character-wise. Oh, gosh. Someone need to come on the stage. Who's going to join and talk about what do Black women really want while we go through these comments? The link is in the comment section. Feel free to join in so we can continue this discussion, because I know it's going to be a good one. What is your ideal man? I don't really think I have an ideal man, to be honest, but
Lawrence from Insecure.
Really? I'll think about it, Mia. I'm a thug. It works great with American Black women. Being nice only attracts Asian and white chicks. You know, that's funny because a guy had told me that before. I won't specify which guy this was, but he told me when I first met him, he said he was Nigerian. And he just had been in America maybe like a couple years. He said, he is Nigerian. And he said, Nana, my friends told me in America, don't be nice to women. Women don't like you or respect you when you're nice to them. They like men who are a little bit mean. So it is interesting that you mentioned this. And it's toxic. I'm not going to lie. It really is unfortunate that we think this way sometimes, because almost like a nice guy's a pushover, or he's too. And I keep saying, I don't think it's about him being nice. I think it's about him being feminine, or him not being masculine enough. And I know it doesn't sound right, but I don't want to believe that women don't want a nice man. I want a nice man.
You want a nice man. You want a man that treats you good, but you also want a man that stand on business. You want
Right.
a man who a man is looking at you a certain way. He's like, don't be looking at my girl. You don't want a man that's gonna be sitting there like, oh, like that you gonna be the you want a man.
I think that's when I think people think of nice. I think from the guys I met who are so called like nice, they're not assertive.
They're too
Like
timid.
they're too timid. Like I would be the man in the relationship.
Let me tell you, I was talking to a guy and he was so jealous. And I won't lie, low key, that it turned me on. It's like a guy would look at me and he's like, who is that guy? You know what I mean? Of course, some women would term that as controlling, especially when it comes to Nigerian men. But you want that. You don't want a man who's gonna be there like someone could come and hit you and they're gonna be looking at you. Like you want someone who's gonna, protect you. You want that, masculine energy. JB said, can you guys date a man shorter than you, especially when you're in heels? I can. It can't be like 5'6". Come on, that'd be reasonable. But if you treat me well, you have a good personality, you're a nice person, and you got money, yeah. I came up with the listen to 99 when I was in my teens. I became a player and started dogging women. I learned everything about women. What did you learn, Gino? Because you got you be in the comment section heavy. You be stressing me out, Gino. Can we trade the 6-pack for 6 something else? I think I know what you're talking about. Would you two be willing to date short out of your race? I would date short and I would date that out of my race. Absolutely. No, you answer that question.
I would date short. I don't know about out of my race.
If you got 7 inches or more, your height and money won't matter to 80% of women with the job. See, Effie, he answered. He's speaking to what you were saying. Gina, would traveling help those men with money? What do you mean, Era? Like passport bros traveling out of the country to date? I think it would, because those women are, if you're talking about that, I think a lot of those men that follow that, they fall into that category of somewhat being like kind of socially awkward men that, if you go somewhere else, you could be more marketable. You're coming with foreign currency. People will look past certain things. But I won't lie, I can even compare to where our family's from. I feel like American women overall are very into like
Aesthetics.
Yes, I wouldn't say just looks, but I feel like American women are very into like how you make them feel, how you just overall present themselves versus like women in other parts of the world, like foreign women or women who are like in developing countries. They could look past a lot of things.
Yeah,
If
because
you're
they money.
giving them money, right? If you're nice and giving them money, they will look past the big belly. They will look past all the things that we're like. But yeah, somebody should join Make This Hot. Marissa, where you at? Mia, what do women really want? LO, speaking for us under 6 foot girls, we don't want no short man either. We prefer men 6 foot other. But a man that's 5'10" is not short. A man 5'8" is not short. As long as he's your height, it's okay. Maybe an inch or two. But nah, y'all don't want honesty. And they still came for her. Kendra G. Okay, it's so funny. I actually watched one of her videos yesterday. Did I send it to you? About some girl called in. She's 23. She's in IT. My friend sent it to me, and she says she wants a man doing well, making 6 figures. And she has men before that drive Rolls Royce, all this stuff. So people really came at her, right? And she had made
because I'm wondering where these women at 23 are meeting a bunch of men that have.
She makes 6 figures. I think she's in the DC area, DMV. She says she meets those type of men, right? So someone have put in the comments, and a lot of people have pinned it and liked it. Like, people have to understand that everyone's reality is different.
Right.
Some women, based on the way you live, it may not be the average. Everybody knows the average person is not even making 100,000. We know what the average person, especially Black person, is making in America. But we say this all the time on this channel. Certain people can say certain things, and it may sound a bit off or wild to you, but they can pull it. They can get it. It's not bizarre for them based on where they're coming from or who their level of exposure or who they're around. But of course, if you come on like a show or something like that, you say certain things, people are they came for her. And someone was like, we need to stop telling people what reality is, because everyone's reality is different. So it reminds me of that. Yeah, Kendra G, I never really follow her like that, but some of her stuff go viral and I see it. The 360 something 30s and 40s one. Younger woman never really went for that 5'9" swagger edge even. Oh, Gina. My mama told me when I was a teenager, black girls are going to take your kindness for weakness. My older cousin said the same thing to me when I was about 14. She was married with kids in 35 then. At 16, this older chick that was 19 for the hood taught me how to be a player. Before that, I was attracted to most of the other races. The only black girls I really attracted were the top 20%. Gino's too many comments. Wow, facts on that top 20%. Arab black man with money operating at handicap. I did that once when I was young. My family's a middle class. I thought the same thing. A fool with money. Learn how to get money with women without money. Yep. Do women have to get ran through by the wrong guys to make them finally go for Mr. Right in character, or does it matter? And would they ever go for the nice good guys ever? Women go for the nice good guys ever, but also remember the nice good guys also play games. So you talk about this narrative that people have, like, oh, if you go for this nice guy, like the way you guys try and frame it is not, it's not what it is in reality. It's too extreme. Men are men. Someone will even argue, let them go for the bad guy. They know what they're getting themselves into, and they mentally prepare themselves for that situation and for when the fallout and how to get out of it. Because a guy is presenting as a nice, like we even say, when you guys say nice guys, what are you guys even really referring to? They can still play games. They can still hurt you. They can still cheat. They can still do all those things. So I'm very, this whole nice guy conversation. I'm very careful when it comes to it.
Let's go to Mia. In your 20s, black women usually like the bad boys. In 30s, they see the bad boys still don't have anything and settle for the nice guys. Interesting. JB said Gino is just yarning bands. Yeah, Gino, you going in right now. I can't all your
please slow it down. Gino in our comments. Oh my god. I'd be like, slow it down, Gino, please. It's too much. It's too much. But yeah, I think that, like I said, the thing about life is that sometimes the loud, what's that saying? The loudest voices.
Well, I know what you're trying to say. I don't remember the
Yeah, like
phrase.
the loudest voices end up being what represents us. So like when someone goes to social media and they see a couple of really, like, like let's say you see 10 black women with like a large following, millions of followers, and they come off a certain type of way, they look a certain type of way, they wear their hair a certain type of way, they live a certain lifestyle. It's like now they come and like they're the poster child for black women, right? And people think of black women, they think like, oh, like the average black woman is living this life, the average black woman is desiring these things. But I just don't, I don't believe it. Like I don't believe it's true. I don't. Of course, there are a group of women who are into that stuff and have really high standards and high demands. And let's be honest too, having high standards is not always a bad thing. I don't know. Sometimes when men try and kind of pull it off, like asking for too much or having high standards is bad. But the same women that don't have high standards and end up what you guys will call a baby mama, y'all be the first ones using that same mouth to talk down on them. So don't let anyone ever having standards is good. I'd rather have high standards than low standards any day. Because I see the women with low standards and I see what they end up with and I see what they go through. I would never having standards high. There's nothing wrong with it. Like let's be real. I feel like sometimes with this conversation where I have an issue is that I feel like it's like code for some black men saying that women, you guys should like dumb yourselves down. Black women particularly, you guys should dumb yourselves down, not live the life that you can afford to live on your own, not enjoy the things that you want to enjoy, to like basically kind of like to massage our egos. And I just I don't know. I don't know about, like I said, I feel like a lot of conversations always framed on black women being this and black women being that and them wanting too much. But I think that low key there's also an argument of some men just being insecure and it just affecting them in ways that they're not really comfortable with. But people don't want to have that conversation. It's easier to throw black women under the bus and talk about what we're not doing right. And like I said, where accountability is big, but even when we make our videos, we have like almost an equal male to female ratio that watches our channel. I don't see the wild comments coming from women.
Right.
To be honest, I really don't. People think that one thing I could say, that's why you go on all these platforms. You go, I was at Harley Initiated was in Houston on Sunday. I got to see them. You go there, majority of people there are women because women are accountable. Women will take, okay, we know what we're doing wrong. We want to learn. We went to Kevin Samuel's platform. A lot of it was women. That a lot, even though we may not like to hear certain things or people get offended, women are still more receptive to like doing the work. I think that a lot of men struggle with taking accountability and also saying, okay, like this is what I need to do and this is what I need to change. Versus we have the conversation about necessarily black women wanting too much, or why can't the argument also be, okay, black men, let's help, let's do better. Let's
Mm.
get better jobs. Let's go to school more. Like, you know what I mean? Why is it that black women, you should ask for less? And I'm not saying that, like I said, there are women who are living fake lifestyles, irrespective of race. And like I said, we're in America. Everyone knows for the most part, we're not in Nigeria or something. Women pay their own bills, they pay their own rent, they take care of themselves. So at the end of the day, just know how to use money and live within your means. Just a good life skill, irrespective of anything else. But why is the conversation always about black women demand less? Why can't it also be black men do more, be better, be more in the household, hustle more, get better jobs?
Getting women pregnant that you're not married to.
Right? Like, why is it always the conversation geared to black women accepting less? Like, I feel like compared to other races, we accept low enough. Like, honestly, our standards are even low enough, to be honest, compared to other races. So like, I don't think we should be going any lower. I don't think we should be telling. I don't know. I don't think the advice.
The argument is not about going lower. I think it's about focusing on the right things, which I think that other races do sometimes do a better job on. Like we said it earlier, American culture can be very stuck on aesthetics. How does he look? How tall is he?
I
How does
agree.
he dress? Look at his sneakers. At the end of the day, that's not important when you want to marry someone. That really isn't. Is it nice to have a tall man? Of course, right? But if you're 35, still single, saying you only want a man that's over 6 foot, to
You're
me
not.
that's
You're not
crazy.
ready.
To
You're
me
not.
that to me that's crazy. You know what I mean? So I don't think that sometimes the conversation is telling women, black women, to take less rather than focus on what is
What
important.
really matters.
Focus on the character of the man. Focus on the work ethic. But again, sometimes it's the same. Invest in potential,
Hmm.
invest in a maybe, and you have to still be very careful with that because you need to take people how they are.
At this, huh? Well, we're not in college. You meet someone, you got to be okay with majority of what you see because you can't go into things trying to change people. Change is difficult. It's not an easy thing to do.
All right, we're about to finish up. If anyone wants to join, the link is still in the comments section. We're only going to be on for an hour today. Mia said, based on the men y'all have dated in the past, do your mom and family approve of them or say y'all picked the wrong type of men and can do better? This might be the Nigerian in me. I've never presented anyone to my mother, and the only man I'll present to my mother is my husband.
Same. So I can't answer that question. I can't answer that question.
Chimobi said, most eligible men and women are busy exercising their options.
Moby, it's nice that you mentioned women because I think a lot of times when people speak about this, they just say men. But I have let me not say I have a lot, but I have guy friends, and like I'm telling you, their experiences have just opened up my eyes to like the fact that a lot of the things that we believe is just the way things were marketed and presented to us. Like it goes both ways for real. Because you just said most eligible men and women, it goes both ways. So if you're a woman and you know you have a lot of options, you're trying to get the best person out there, right? For you. And the same with a man. A man that knows he has a lot of options, he's trying to get the best woman out there for them. So it does become it becomes like this, it becomes like a game almost.
Life is about balance. People be having Birkin bag, billionaire standards. Others will have the broke, dusty standards. Why can't there be balance? And I think that's the issue with social media nowadays is a lot of extremes. A
Mm.
lot of people focus on the extremes. And let's just talk about the everyday person, the everyday worker, everyday man, everyday woman, not the rich people, not the guy who like what's his name? Who told us just to be okay if the man pays the light bill?
Tyler
Tyler
Perry.
Perry. That's another no, that's not acceptable. You know what I mean?
That's only way the light bill should be out at work and not worried about a relationship. He should be
So,
working.
so with Tyler Perry, a coworker brought up an interesting thing that I guess I can name the Tyler Perry phenomenon. And basically, she brought to my attention that all his movies are basically geared towards the black woman ending up with a man that has no money but's the good guy.
I don't watch a lot of his movies, but I could see that.
So it's interesting, but just because a guy doesn't have money doesn't make him good.
It doesn't make him bad.
Just because a man has money doesn't make him bad. Right. So I think that's the narrative that goes out a lot of times. Like, oh, don't go for the guy that has too much because he'll treat you like a queen. Broke men cheat. Average men cheat. Rich men cheat. You know what I mean? I think you have to focus on character. The person's character, not necessarily their tax bracket, not necessarily how much money they make. But it's interesting with Tyler Perry, but we'll talk about that. That's a video for itself. Money long, we big house, car worth $400K. Black women want too damn much, and it's okay having standards. That's cool. But living in an apartment, wanting a man making $600K, etc., and they gonna talk shit. Okay, interesting. That's fair. So you're saying that
demanding what you also can do for yourself, and that's the point I make. It's not about asking someone to take you to a restaurant. We have talked about it live, and then I talked about her friend's story. A girl came to the restaurant ordering food she can never order by herself. That's another scenario. But if someone is living a woman is living a certain lifestyle and she gives herself that lifestyle, it's not your place to now tell her to go live a lower lifestyle to make you comfortable. Don't date her. Go date the girls with a lower lifestyle. It's simple. Like I reject that narrative. Like I don't think I just don't think it's fair, and I don't think it makes sense.
Okay. It's interesting because other races like nice guys. I think you explained well, black women like masculinity. So that's why they don't go for nice guys as much. Yes, I don't think it's the nice guy. I think it's usually for some reason with black men, when they're nice, they're not masculine. Like they tend to be nice, but very timid, quiet, not assertive. And it's almost like, am I with a woman?
And maybe it's not even nice. Is it more of like shy? Because I feel like people are kind of we kind of bungle up nice, shy, timid. Like it's almost like there's a group of words that people are using like for the nice guy. But when we're saying the nice guy, does that mean he's just a nice person?
No, I'm talking about actual character. Like guys who classify as like really good men. They're like men. When men you could almost put your life on it, they would probably never cheat on you. They would never be having multiple women. They don't jump around messing with woman to woman. Like they have integrity. They really, really have integrity, and they're just calm. They're nice guys. They're chill, reserved, but they just don't have that, that masculine allure that most women want. So I think that's really the thing. And maybe if they had that masculine edge, they wouldn't be so nice. Maybe. Me, I'm in my 40s, only want marriage and family. I know I'm too boring, LOL, but that's all I want to do. I'm like, isn't there boring women out there to go with me?
There's a lot of boring women. There's a lot of boring women. I have a lot of boring
women. I call myself pretty boring, but you just can't. My issue is that, like, are you boring or are you cheap? That's the difference. Like, nothing's wrong with being boring, right? But my issue is that I don't want someone who's using cheap. They're not really boring. They just don't want to spend money.
Right.
That's the issue. But like, if you're boring,
I feel like some people feel like boring means that you don't go to the club. Like, there's so many other things to do but going to the club. You can.
I think I'm
boring. Do you like to go out to eat? Do you like to go to activities, concerts? Do you like to go hiking? Do you like to go, like, there's so much to do other than nightlife. I feel like sometimes when people think like boring, they think because I'm not in that night scene.
No, I don't
be outside.
There's so much to do besides clubbing. I don't think that makes I think I'm boring just because period, I haven't just been going out, period. So that's why I would say I'm boring, but I don't ever have to go to the club and I can still have a very active social life. Okay. Ingos, you dancing for us? Me, I hate to say that our parents are right, but when they see our partners and have an opinion, they're usually right. Era Black TV. Men usually make women feel bad for wanting to spend money on him. Most of you guys have too much pride. Learn to receive.
What? Men usually make women feel bad from. Oh, okay. He's talking about the men. Yeah, that's true. I remember him. I won't even get into my story. But yeah, I get it. Like, a lot of men, they have that pride that they can't take something from a woman.
People aren't going to be more than they are. I still want to see people together. OMG, yes. What's your reason of not having a family or wife yet?
X Era Black TV.
Okay. Me, it's so humbling too, because now I'm starting to actually X out the man that my mother told me to X out. I have peace now. Oh, that's nice. Bro, do you watch movies and cartoons? Other races like Bad Boys, they complain about the same shit. Yeah, I think it's an overall thing. What up? What up? What up? What y'all been up to? What's new? Just on this live, finish up this
Hey, Works
relationship.
World, how you doing? Hope you're
Next week we're
good.
gonna be talking about one of your favorite
Yeah, I'm
locations.
about to say, you in Florida yet? Because I know you talk about you going to go Houston and you changed it to Florida. Next month you're getting back to the cities, which we got to finish up Women's Month. We're talking about some women's stuff.
Unfortunately, men and women don't date and marry for the same reasons. Um, Mia said, I think it's just personality and actually having a chance with the right woman. I know I'm boring and I picture my family as my joy and fun. I really don't know, but I'm open. Sometimes options keep you single. The paradox of choice
Machine.
is a real thing.
We're gonna make this a shirt. I'm telling you, that's the thing. People say we're in the age right now. Oh, people do online. I don't do online. I'm scared, but I understand people do online. You have all these options. You could date someone in a different country. You can date someone across the state, across the city. You can date someone in another country. But that sometimes the options is what makes it harder to make a choice. Because talk about growing up, people knew people that went to their church, people they went to school with, people that they had immediate proximity to. It was easy to make a selection. But now you feel like you have 20 options. How do you pick from 20? It's
Mm.
easy to pick from 10. It's easier to pick from five. It's really easier to pick from two. Then you got one. You only got one choice. So sometimes this whole idea, like, oh, like, because who I made the comment Chimobi about women and high, what's the word he used to describe them, but them exercising their options. But then also sometimes you see those people also most likely being single more. And you would think, oh, you have so many options, you should be easily partner, but it's like I don't know what to choose. Like, is it ABC?
A lot of really pretty girls are single. A
Mhm.
lot of really attractive men are single. And I
Mhm.
think that is part of the, Courtney Ryan calls it the illusion of options. The
Mhm.
illusion of options. And you will spend all your youth running around town, jumping from Tom to Larry,
Then you
from
find out they're all the same. Just pick one
and
and
we
pray.
all have issues.
Pick one and
Including
pray.
myself, we all have issues. We all
Right.
have issues, but I think when you are more attractive, most likely your tolerance level is going to be low because you're like, oh, he playing games. Oh,
Next,
you probably even have
next.
a guy that's text you that you're just trying to, when you're a woman of God, you're trying to do things the right way. But the way life
The way the
is,
enemy comes and tempts
yeah,
you.
sometimes you have all. I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just speaking in general. So you're trying to do the right thing. And some of this guy's getting on your nerve. Maybe he's moving too slow, moving too sluggish. He's not really giving you that energy you want. You're like, you know what? I can go out this weekend. I'll meet 5 people.
And
You
you
know,
will be five people.
versus the one girl that maybe knows that she is not. I'm not saying she's ugly, but if she leaves this man, she
It's
don't know
gonna
what
be
she
hard for
wants.
her to find another one,
She
right?
probably is going to be more willing to work through problems, work
Mhm.
through issues, work through conflict because
That's
she
it.
knew how long it took her to even get that one man.
That's it.
She knew how long it took her. She knew how she was sitting around single and lonely and bored and cold. Brr. She was all by herself. So she's not going to just probably get up and go the way a girl who would be rated as a 9 or 10 would.
Or
It's
adjustable 10, all right.
adjustable 7 or is it 8?
Adjustable 8, I think it's
Adjustable 8, right? Like, it's true. People don't want to talk about this stuff, but it doesn't matter.
options. Your options determine the way you move. That's just the truth in this dating world.
Okay, Arab Black TV. Where Marissa at? Marissa, come. You about to join the stage. Arab Black TV said, I'm looking into African women. So why are you looking into African women?
All right, give us your reason.
I made 70K last year and heading towards 100K. Okay, you're doing your thing. Evie, but have you noticed when you are healed and have worked on yourself, it's still working on yourself? It is harder to date. Yes, because you can pick up on stuff really, really quickly. Pick up on stuff really, really quick. Facts. High standards for Black American women is different than high standards.
Listen, Lotus Jumping Spider. I watched one of my YouTube and she had a video. I think I sent it to one of my friends, and it's like my friend had asked me, "Do you feel like Nigerian women have high standards?" And I was like, "Yeah." But I feel like we don't even realize that because I was even talking to I was telling my guy friend this earlier today, we don't even realize that because a lot of things that we think are like normal for other women is a big deal. Like
Mm.
it's just the norm. If I go, couple of weeks ago, I'll give you an example. I went out with my friend, went out with some guys. I didn't know what that setup was. I'm not used to going out with guys and they're not paying for stuff. Like I'm sorry. Like I told her I'm never
a Nigerian man.
I'm never doing this again. Like I was so annoyed. I was just like, what? These men were jumping from spot to spot, no section, no plans. We're just following them around. I was ashamed of myself. I was like, I don't move like this. So just little certain stuff because the type of people I deal with, like I told a Nigerian guy would never. It would be very hard for him to be doing this, have us moving around like this. So of course, I 100%. Everything is relative. Like we say, it's based on what you're used to getting and what you can get. That's what's going to determine what's your high, middle, and low.
Okay, every Black TV said, I like my parents. Their joy come from their family, a family man just looking for a family woman. I think the family-minded women are in Africa on average or outside of the USA. Interesting. Works world. I settled down and got back with my high school sweetheart, had babies, have one night stands. She don't care as much because I take care of home and I'm an alpha male. Status, money, and exciting. Thanks. Bye, guys. Interesting.
Bye.
The guys who you think they're nice guys aren't really nice.
I'm telling you,
Aren't really nice. So who's in the stage?
your device is not connected.
It looks like it's connected now. Oh, get some cough. Get some cough. Oh, thank you,
Thanks,
Workshop.
please like this video, y'all. Y'all always free to super chat. It's not easy doing this. We on here almost every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. No, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you can show your support by liking this video and also sending us a super chat if you're enjoying this content. But the least you could do is just like this video so other people can join. Okay. All right, distinguished coach. I think this is Brad. You ready to come in, distinguished coach? I can't hear you. Make sure your audio is connected. Let's keep going through the comments so the audio is good. I don't think the audio is connected.
You add him to the stage?
I'll still be able to hear him. Make sure your audio is connected. Let's keep going through the comments so the audio is good. I don't think the audio
Can you hear me?
is connected. Yeah, do you have us on two devices?
Can you hear me?
I'll still be able to hear him. Make sure your audio is connected.
Will you mute us in the background? Because we're hearing ourselves in
Can
the
you hear me?
background. Yes, I can hear you. Hey, are you there? Hello. Oh, he's figuring it out. Let's go to the comments. Yeah, I don't. Are you there?
Okay, here we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, for some reason I was getting the echo. All
Oh,
right.
he's figuring it out. Let's go to the comments. Yeah, I'm still getting the echo. Are you playing us in the background? Did you mute us in your background?
Okay, for some reason I was getting the Yes, echo. I did.
Oh, he's figuring it out. Let's go to the comments.
But it
Yeah, I'm
seems
still
like-
getting
all
the echo. Are you playing us in
All
the
right,
background?
we're gonna remove you. Just work on that. We'll go through the comments. Okay. Yeah, I don't cheat and don't want to. Once I get my lady, I'm pouring into her. That's great. I find that
Would you consider yourself to be one of the good guys? And I'm just curious, how tall are you?
I find that it's harder to date. I just have less expectations because once we don't align, I let it be and not put them in a potential partner category. So I guess I'm not as disappointed. I think Black American women are different than African women. I'm too masculine for an African woman. My sister's like thug, bravado, the swagger edge of hood dude. Interesting. Are you going for women that like you or you just like and they don't like you? Everyone, please like the video. Please like the video. I've been scammed, taken advantage of, give all my hoping to get something in return. LOL, but I get played and used. It's okay. I'm not down about it. I can see I just need a woman. I just need a woman not into too much. It's interesting you make this, and use your experiences, and no one can speak to experiences more than you. But I think honestly, a lot of men who experience what you're talking about are the men that easily fall into like that whole like red pill, like that whole space. Because like I guess a lot of the narrative is like women maybe they can't be trusted, or they're manipulative, or I did all of this. So it's life, and we all take risks when it comes to the matters of the heart. But hopefully you're still optimistic and your person is still out there and you'll meet them.
Yeah, because there are a lot of women that use men. I mean, we just not doing it, right? We just weren't taught the game. But there's women that are doing that. They'll pretend like they like you. They know they don't see you in their future. They don't have any interest in you. You might even give them the ick, but they'll just be taking.
That's me. I can't even take. I don't even want you around me. Like I don't have that patience. Most dating options aren't marriage options. Can you expand? Rant, rage, redundant. I'm divorced and love it. I tried marriage when I was in my 30s. I know marriage wasn't for me because she was perfect, and I started missing having. Oh my god, I like that concept. What are some issues that y'all believe y'all have within yourself when it comes to dating, or that y'all need to work on before coming a wife? Yeah, great question. Distinguished coach, message when your audio was good. Let's answer this question first. No one is perfect. Everyone has their issues. But I could say I've come a long way, but I struggle with patience.
I was gonna say that.
I'm not patient. And I think it's part of Nana making up. You spoke to not necessarily the options part, but I think that when you're used to being single, like a lot of in this dating space, you go online, it's like being single is almost like a It's only now that people are like really embracing it, and I feel like people are like, I don't care, like I'm doing me, I'm by myself. But there was a point in time where being negative is like being single is like a state that everyone's trying to avoid. Like it's a negative thing. I've been single a lot. So like I don't look at being single as a bad thing. Of course, getting older, you want a family, you want children. That's when you realize you can't keep running away from situations. You have to build some level of patience and tolerance. But I don't have patience. Like I will be by myself and be dealing with something. Like I don't have the energy. I don't like stress. I'm so impatient when it comes to relationships, and it's something I'm working on.
Nana Ningazi, for women that are picky, at what point do you say, you know what? I couldn't get Mr. Perfect, so let me get what I can get. And some people call what you just said settling. I don't believe in. I don't call that settling. I think this sounds like someone has come to the point of reality, because you're saying I couldn't get Mr. Perfect. That's coming to reality. No one's going to get Mr. Perfect. So let me get what I can get. I think that's just an individual choice. But I think if we want to call a spade, all ovaries being equal, all ovaries are not equal, right? So I think as you're getting older, you might say, I want this, that, and that at 25. I want this, that, and that 27. I want this, that, and that 29. Okay, even I'll give you 31. But now you're getting older and you still want this, that, and that.
You start realizing that a lot of these patterns, it's the same. Like I feel like a lot of times it's like what kind of this is when I talk about people waiting, I feel like it can be dangerous, right? This narrative of there's a difference between you just waiting for a partner because you haven't found your person versus you thinking that as you wait, you're going to get someone better. I think it's dangerous to have the mindset like if I just wait longer, I'm going to get somebody better, because life doesn't necessarily work that way, right? So when you're speaking to that point about, you can't get Mr. Perfect, Mr. Perfect may be the guy who's 6 foot and has all these other stuff that you would really want. But I do believe, irrespective, no matter how your age, everyone's allowed to have standards. But those standards have to be standards, not preferences.
And preferences.
No, that's when preferences become more like you have to be a little more flexible. But there's certain standards. I don't care how old you are. I don't want no one. People want to shame women because you're 45 does not mean you need to be dating a bum. I don't care. Because you're 38 doesn't mean you should be in an abusive relationship. No.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Like, no, there's certain things that are just standards, irrespective of age, irrespective of how you look. But of course, you may have to be more flexible about the preferences. And the preferences are kind of more like nice to haves, but that you can live without them. The standards, the true standards, they're like the core foundational stuff that I don't think anyone should have to like give up. Like religion, all that stuff. Nah.
Okay, I think African women are the best if you want to start a family. I also like very sweet women, and just a change from what American women like or can get. Interesting. Maybe we're going to do a video talk about the advantages of being with African women, because we don't be getting no love these days. It's just the African men are getting all the love.
All of that.
Don't go to Philippines. Just marry an African woman in America. You don't have to go abroad, because all the passport.
Throw away your passports.
You need a passport. Just focus on these women.
Let's see, distinguished coach. Are you good now? Distinguished.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, good now. Okay. Yeah, we just want to make sure our audio is good. How you doing today?
Not too bad. How about you? How about y'all?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask, respect, please define that for me, because what does respect for a woman look like? Okay.
Okay, respect. I can speak for me. As respect for a woman could be, the things you say, the things you do. So, for example, I truly believe a man who cheats doesn't truly respect his partner. I think that's a big part of it. I feel like if you truly, truly, truly respect your partner, it would be very difficult for you to pull that off. Men may not agree with me, that's fine. But I think part of, and the way that you also do it, I've seen some men, the way they go about being, unfaithful is just, it shows a really big lack of respect for their partner. Like at that point, they don't even care. They're not even almost trying to not get caught. Like they don't respect their partner. So yeah, I think it's more of like, when it comes to certain things that you do, how you treat them, like, abuse and all that stuff. I feel like if a man is putting his hands on you, he don't respect you. If a man is verbally abusing you, he don't respect you.
Calling you out your
Yeah,
name.
calling you out your name, he doesn't respect you. So I think it's a combination of words and actions. But overall, I think that if a man truly respects you, he's gonna have this mindset of what I wouldn't want done to me, I'm not gonna do to my partner. And I think it's hard for a lot of men. I think there's definitely a double standard. But I feel like if you men are always big on talking about respect, 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 but women equally need respect as well. Yeah, equally need respect as well. So that's what I would say when I say what women want in terms of respect. You just put on your camera, okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. So, and I didn't realize that I had the little thing blocking the camera. Okay. So, okay, I'm sorry. You on the right, you're Nina, right?
I'm in Nana, yeah.
Okay, and then go, how you say your name? Is it no?
Ingazi,
Who?
Ingazi, Ingazi.
Okay, cool. All right. So how about you, Nana? What does respect look like to you?
Basically everything she said. I think respect is just more of honoring my feelings and how I view
I
things
didn't bring up the feelings part because a lot of men struggle with
feelings
that.
and
I'm
understanding.
sorry. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, Ngozi? You said
I
about
said
the
I even
feelings.
bring up the feelings part because I feel like a lot of men also sometimes I feel like they don't realize women are like humans and they have feelings and they have emotions. Like if they really like looked at us like equally as human as them, I think it would change the way they go about a lot of things. So it could be something as small as how this would make me feel. If you like, you know what I mean, like putting that into consideration, and then that affecting how you go about whatever you're doing. But yeah.
I'm sorry. So Nana, you were saying?
I said, yeah, honoring my feelings, basically everything Guzzy said, how you treat me, how you just what you wouldn't want someone to do to you, you don't do to me. It's like I feel like respect is almost close to fear. Not I don't same way like when a child respects a parent, there's just certain things that they just won't do. There's certain things that even if
If
they
they
do
do it, they will really go above and beyond to not get caught. And
right,
really, because they just have that reverence, like they just have that respect. There's certain things you don't do in front of your parents, even as a grown adult, 27, 28, 30 years old, because you just respect them. You can't talk a certain way in front of them. You can't do certain things around them, even though you do it in your house, in your apartment, as a grown adult paying all your bills. You still have that respect for your parents that when you're around them, there's a certain way you're going to behave. Period. It's not pretending, it's not being fake, but it's just out of the respect you have for them.
Okay. So it sounds like y'all are saying, like y'all are simply saying, you want a man that's kind. Because okay, and here's why I say that. Because okay, as a man, here's what respect looks like to me. If you think I'm a man that you can respect, it's simple. You follow my lead. I'll make some of the important decisions. I will, how would I say it? I'll talk to you. Your input is important. This is why I want to be with an intelligent woman. But in terms of respect, it's like simply to put it to a degree, what I says goes. Like we're gonna go here because it's safest. It's the safest decision to make for the family. So follow my lead. But now if she doesn't respect me, now she gonna buck up against me. So that's
let me interject on that one because
okay. So let me just say this. That's the only reason why because I'm hearing women say this, and it sounds masculine, and I'm really trying to understand where they're coming from when they say they want respect.
No, because even if you look to Nana's point, Nana had added to me the feelings part. And exactly what you're saying is the part that I think a lot of men miss. You can say you want to make the final decisions. Yes, you want to lead. That's great. That's amazing. Most women want to be with a leader, but there are certain decisions that you may not have the best. Yeah, your final decision may not be the best. So if you care about your partner's feelings and they're telling you that they don't want this, you can't say just because of your ego, we have to go your way. Because at the same time, if you also respect your partner, how they feel and what they want is equally as important as you. So a lot of men would say, they want to lead and they want, and that's great and that's fine. But there's also a lot of ego attached to that mindset.
I agree. I agree.
Because just because you're a man doesn't mean you're better at everything. It doesn't mean that you know everything. It doesn't mean that you are going to make the best decision when it comes to everything in your household. That's just not true. There's men that don't even know there's certain things that a man even doesn't even have, honestly, doesn't even have a say in terms of making that decision because he doesn't even know. He won't be the one telling you where to buy your children's hair products from, or how your child's going to wear their hair, or how you're going to do this. That's not even his place. You know what I mean? So I feel as if a lot of this conversation, a lot of that narrative is ego.
So I have a question. Is this distinguished you're Brad, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So my question, I think that is the big problem in 2024 modern, especially with Black community. When you say you want to have the final say, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. But are you paying the bills? Do you pay all the bills?
That depends. So, and here's what I mean. And that's a very good question. Depending on the situation, like, okay, so right now I'm single. Boom. All right. So I meet a woman. Let's say she makes 60K a year, whatever number.
Okay.
For me, it's all going into one pot.
Mm-hmm.
In this day and age, it takes two to make. It just takes two to make things work.
Right. Of course.
So, like this thing, like, okay, so of course, if I'm in a place financially that I can handle the bills and she can stay at home, then let's go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But in today's day and age with inflation,
right,
and
student loans, and I think that's the problem, is that you don't necessarily have to pay all the bills, but I think the problem becomes, especially with the red pill, a lot of men want to be traditional only in certain aspects.
But when it comes to money, no one's traditional.
If you want to be traditional, and you want to be a true leader, you got to do it all the way.
Right.
You gotta come all the way. You can't tell me you're gonna make all the decisions, but then I'm paying half of the bills.
Right.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, what does that mean when you say all the way? And the reason I'm asking this, I sent y'all a book. Mm-hmm. She talks about this. Mm-hmm. So when you say traditional, you're talking about the guy goes to work and the woman stays at home.
There's a spectrum. Number one, we're in America. There's a spectrum. No one is even people saying they're traditional. No one is 100% traditional in America. It's not possible. It's very rare.
Expensive.
It's 1-2%. Like, it's very rare. Yeah. People like that label traditional because men take it as, I want a woman who's going to do what I want. Yeah. That's how they think of that. That's just, let's be real. That's what it's called for. But that's what it's called for. I want a woman who's going to be submissive. That's what men think submissive is. Do what I want. Like you said, I make all the decisions. She's going to do what I want. That's a submissive woman. But the reality is that when money is involved, you can't take half my money and then not take half my opinions. Then not take half of, like, it doesn't add up. Because to me, I feel like I'm being used to an extent, because I know a lot of people don't like this word, but the way marriage has become in America has become more of a partnership. That's just the truth, because finances are involved.
Well, yeah, it should be a partnership.
Right? And in a partnership, two people, they have a say.
Okay, let me say.
Two people's opinions matter. Two people's inputs matter.
My bad. You know what? Let me take that word back. It's not a partnership.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
a lot of people say it's not a partnership, and I understand that. But I'm saying when it comes, I think a big issue. It becomes a little dicey when we start bringing money into things, because when money is power. That's just the truth. And when someone is bringing out money, they have more pull over decisions. They have more of a say. It doesn't mean that they can't respect anyone. A lot of men believe that because a woman is making money, she doesn't respect them. And no, what you may think as someone just questioning you or telling you they don't think that what you're doing makes sense, you may take that as disrespect. But they're just giving you their input and they're just giving you their opinion that you may not want to hear.
So, okay. So, all right. So I like to look at it like this. And I learned this from from my marriage counselor. You know, she called me. She called it the president. All right. So I like to use the term CEO. My old lady worked for me. She worked for the house, right? You following me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Now, as the CEO, she's my employee. The kids are also my employees, right?
She also has another employee
Wait, hold
that's
on.
giving her a paycheck. That's the problem.
Hold on, I got that. I got you.
You're employing her part time.
Hold on, wait. I got you. But as the CEO, it is also my job to make sure that the employees want to continue working for me and working for the house. So therefore, I am kind to my employees. I treat them with respect, and I also honor. You know, if I try to honor what it is, some of what they want, within a reasonable manner. Did that make sense?
It does, but I think it's gonna be hard for that to work with a successful woman, specifically a successful Black woman. And I think that's why the passport bros and all that stuff is happening, because you need a woman that has nothing. You need a woman who doesn't make any money. That's when you're going to be able to dictate and have the power that it sounds like you want. It's going to be very hard for a woman who went to school, who makes a decent salary, who's been taking care of herself. You never paid her rent. You never gave her allowance. You never paid her car note. It's going to be very hard for her to live up to that standard that you want.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not as realistic.
It's not that a lot of these men don't want those women. The truth is that they can't afford to. You can put me at home right now. I can be a stay-at-home woman. The issue is that when you're used to a certain lifestyle, what you're going to give a woman who makes $10 an hour to stay at home is not what you're going to give a woman who makes $100 to stay at home. That's just the truth, because her lifestyle is different. So you can give someone maybe $500 a month and they'll be happy with it, but a woman who's used to doing a lot of things for herself and making good money it's gonna cost more to keep her at home. That's just the truth.
So you touched on something when you was like, yeah, but that type of woman is going to be the type of woman that ain't got nothing. And what you touched on is the ego. A lot of women start getting money, and they get a real big ego.
I don't think that's fair. I think it's. I don't think
women have ego too. Women have ego, but
a lot of ego. And hold on, and let me just add to it, because if y'all want, I'm gonna try. I got some therapists that I know. I know one. He's been practicing like 26 years. Like I'll try to see if I can get him on to talk to y'all a little bit. But we've had some conversations, and he's like, nah. What happens is what you guys are seeing. Women start getting money, and they're like, well, I ain't dealing with nothing but less than XYZ, and they can't find nobody.
Also, to be fair, those same women have dealt with the men that are making the less XYZ, and that's why they also have that standard, because they realize that doesn't guarantee a better outcome. So we had the conversation earlier about the nice guy, and I understand that narrative is very easy to push on. A lot of men feel as if they've forgotten about, they're the nice guy that have been treating well. But trust me, the $30K a year man can still play games. He can still misbehave.
Yeah, of course.
Men are men. So it's not, I feel like the narrative that because you are with someone who's not making as much, they're going to be a better guy. It's just, this is not true. Everything is a risk. You could say that there's more of them to choose from. You could say that there's more options. Yeah, of course, it's a numbers game. That's where you can win the argument, that there's more of them. There's more people making $50K a year than people making $500K a year. That's facts.
Right.
But when it comes down to character and personality, that's not necessarily determined by someone's income. It's intrinsic. It's a part of you. So some women's argument is that they've dealt with the 50K, still showed them they went through a lot. So why not deal with the same with the 150K? Why not deal with the same with the 250K? Why not deal with the same? But you have to understand, as a woman too, who's going out there in the market, you have to understand some women's mindset. You may not have to agree with it, but trust me, when you've experienced some things as a woman, you understand that all that other stuff, that trying to go for the nice guy, it gets a lot of women, especially Black women, in a lot of trouble.
I've heard women say stuff like, I'd rather cry in a Rolls Royce than cry.
Right, because you're still crying. Right. At least the Rolls Royce, you're flexing it, you'll drive around, you'll feel a little better. It's the same thing. So not to say money's not everything, we know that. But like I said, I'm very careful about this narrative of, the nice guy, the guy doesn't make that much, this guy, he's gonna treat you so much better. It's not true.
Yeah.
It's not true. But thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go through our comments.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, we had an hour for 14 minutes. We got to go through these comments.
You just want to say real quick, because we're trying to round up for the night.
I'm sorry. What was that, Nina?
I said, is there anything else you want to say? But we're trying to round up for the night.
Okay,
We just
cool.
want to keep it short.
Okay, cool. All right. Let me just ask you, Ngazi, you said?
Ngazi.
Okay. Patience. So, is there a chance that that's your ego?
I
Because
don't
you're like, I ain't got a lot of patience. Like, I just.
know. I think it could be, like I mentioned, is a part of. I think it's a function of being okay being by yourself. So I think the reason why a lot of people put up with a lot of things is because the the alternative to them is not an attractive option. They don't want to be by themselves. So they'll put up with certain things because it's either I put up with these things to be with this person or I'm going to be by myself.
Myself.
But to me, being by yourself is very peaceful. It has a lot of it has. I don't look at it like a negative thing, right? So that if you don't look at being single as a bad thing or a negative thing, it's not a state that you're constantly trying to avoid. A
Mm.
lot of people are constantly trying to avoid the state of singleness. It's like a disease. It's like a curse. I don't want to be single. I need to be with someone. I need to be attached with someone to have an identity, especially women at a certain age. But like I said, I don't have that mindset. I've been single years. Long time. I could be single 5. It would be easy. So if you're okay with yourself and okay with your own company, it's gonna be harder to tolerate poor behavior or tolerate someone who's not coming up. They're not just because it's just like why? I could just be by myself and be okay and be happy. And I don't feel like I'm missing much. So that's when I said, like, I understand that getting old, you realize that life is not meant to be alone and no one is perfect. And this, you have to build, you have to understand that everyone's going to have issues and you have to be willing to, resolve these issues in an amicable way. But when I speak to patients, I don't know if it's, I don't think it's necessarily ego, but it can be, but I'm thinking of more in the sense that like, I'm okay with being by myself. So why do I have to deal with all of this? I can just remove myself in the situation and sleep peacefully at nighttime.
Okay, so I'll leave you with a quote based on you being okay to be alone. I'll leave you with a quote. It goes, the warrior isn't loved until the enemy is at the gate.
Okay, well, I'll think about that until next week. We'll see you next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
All right.
Listen, hold on real quick too, Kim. And so y'all gotta help me because I want to date, I want to be with a black woman,
Mm-hmm.
but not a black woman from this country. So I'm going back to Africa. So
With your polygyny?
there you go. I've been searching.
Only thing I'm gonna say real quick, and maybe
Mhm.
you could tell your passport bros, they need to come and be real with y'all. Because I feel like a lot of these men are not telling the full story of the risk it comes with getting a woman from another country. Because
Yeah.
a lot of those women are behaving like that because they don't have another option.
Yeah.
Once they come here and acclimate, some of them are
Go
even
talk to
worse.
the Nigerian uncles that brought their wives to America.
Some of them become even worse than women born and raised here.
It's
Yeah.
pretend. Most of them are pretending. Let's be real. But
We
they'll
got-
massage your ego if that's what you want, and they'll let you guys be right. And that's what's important to men. But it's temporary.
But a healthy man can peep through that. But anyway, I was going to touch on. We got to talk. All right. We got to talk more about this passport bro stuff because as a man from the Caribbean, this passport bro stuff been around. It's just not popular because of the internet. But like I remember in the 90s, wherever country you was from, if you was from Jamaica, you was from Haiti, you was from Trinidad, you went back to go get a woman from there.
But that's also because there wasn't that many here.
Same
So
thing.
remember,
what?
there wasn't that many foreign people in America at that time.
I'm talking about in the 90s. What are you
But I'm
talking
saying at this point, these people now have had children. It's a different, there's more of us here. This first generation, it's even second generation now. A lot of people did that back in the day. When I talked to people who did it, uncles on the stuff, said there wasn't that many women to choose from. Like, it's not like they didn't have the numbers.
Basically, to round it up because we got to go.
Yeah.
Back in the day, if people had money to send a child abroad, they're going to send their son. People are going to prioritize sending their male children to America. So what ends up happening is that there's a lot of men here and not enough women because everyone is sending the male child to get an education abroad.
Right.
So for them to get women, if they want to stay within their culture, they had to go back home.
Right.
They had to go back to their country. This is a part people are leaving out of the story. It was a bunch of men here.
It wasn't the numbers.
Okay,
It was
say
a
that's
bunch
different
of
part.
men here, and a lot back then. Being with an African American woman wasn't as common as it is now. If you were with an African American woman back then, mostly it's because you needed papers. That's why they did it for the most part. It wasn't real, like how you can see it happening now and there's real love and it's genuine. Back then, that wasn't the case. The men were really, really more cultured and more like, I have to be with a woman from my country. I have to go back home. That's when I speak to people, that's mainly the reason why. It just wasn't a lot of women from their country in America. But we'll have an episode just for the passport bros. We gotta be ready that day because y'all gonna come for us. But yeah, thank you so much and have a good night.
Bye.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. A few more minutes, y'all. We're over time, but there's a lot of comments in here. Oh my god, I like Chimobi's point. Work on yourselves, fellas, and the world will be your oyster. Dress well, smell good, get your money, fitness, skincare right, and don't simp. LOL, don't simp. You could be nice, but you don't have to be a simp. Being a simp, I think when we hear the word simp, to me, a simp is like, in my opinion, the guys who try to do too much to try and force a girl to like them.
Let me tell y'all, I don't want to be doing too much. Some guy, he was doing too much, made me take his Instagram Sunday. This guy's in my DM talk about that's the part that I could say someone saying simping. I'm ignoring him. What's your favorite restaurant? I'll take you anywhere. Blah, blah, blah. That's just doing too much. Like, I wasn't even interested. So now you're trying to come and do all that. So I guess that's what someone will kind of consider. But being nice is not just simping. Mm-hmm. You could be nice and not. I feel like people get that mixed up. Like, oh, don't be nice to women. Like any guy that does nice things to is a simp. No, that's not true.
Jalen said, I love African women. Oh, thank you. Is there a time cutoff for y'all when it comes to having kids or getting married? I don't know. How can you have a time cutoff? No. Ever Black TV said, I don't want the world as an oyster. I just want to go to work and take care of my family. To me, it's regular average stuff that I can't even get to do. Okay. Try Afro deductions. It's a tip African website. Watch for scammers, but very nice women Black men in America would go for. Interesting. Okay. It's a top dating app. Okay. And so we're almost done. Just going through the comments real quick. All I want in life is family. Like literally, the African women are talking my language and looking good while doing this. So I say by the end of this year, I have someone I know it. Amen.
And Gino said, in my city, I've never met a woman who's Nigerian without a strong accent. In high school and college, and even now, all the African women have strong accents. If they spoke like y'all, I might have. What city you from, Gina? Don't we talk about my Nigerian women? What city
you mean a lot of first generation, and you're not meeting a lot of first gen Nigerian women.
What's wrong with the accent? You don't understand them? The accent is cute. What's wrong with the accent? Then you should exercise your options so you're ready to settle. But be honest, the woman you're exercising your options with, that's it. And then you can keep going through so I don't mess up.
The least talked about reason why men not getting married anymore is legal laws. The current laws are too unfair. If you two were men, are you going to get married in today's age? Yeah, because I would still want children. I want to be married. I want to be married before
I meet some of the baby mama. Then be calling.
I don't want to see my child every other weekend. I don't want to see my
child being with another man. The woman is dating and bringing other men around my child. Or not even that laws part. I get when people say that, but I think it's deeper than the laws. Like, let's be real. Are men even fighting? Do they want their kids? Are they fighting to have full custody?
No, I don't think it's the kid. It's about the laws, like taking, how they're taking women.
It's deeper than laws about money. If marry a woman who's doing well, so y'all both have something to lose. Women pay alimony. Woman can. It's not a one-sided thing. Most likely, it's usually the man because of economics and because women usually make less than men. But it's deeper than the laws. It's more about money. It's who's making more. What comment are you on?
Y'all issues. Y'all want top guys to do regular stuff. LOL. They never will get on or off their hamster. Interesting. Okay. Then this is a conversation about the one pot. Wait, one pot, but you make the final decisions. Nah, give me the poodle and homestead. No taxation. That's the point I was trying to make, is that you can't be pushing this traditional narrative when you want the woman to contribute 50%. It just doesn't add up. It's 30%. It's hard. I think that's it's a red pill move. This red pill discussion they're missing that part of the discussion that I think a woman can submit. I think a woman can let a man lead. I think a woman can do all of that, but it's harder I'm not going to lie. I think it's harder for a woman to act like that when she is contributing significantly to bills. I think it's just
that takes her out her feminine. A lot of men will talk about American women not being feminine, yeah, because they're working like men and paying all their bills. That takes a lot of us out of our feminine, you know. Like it's harder to thrive in your feminine doing all of that.
A woman knows if she's dealing with top 2% man, what comes with that territory. It goes back if she's staying just for the lifestyle. So many is not king of his castle or home anymore. I don't understand that. Okay. Man is still, yeah.
Well, so it's laughing at employees.
If we go 50-50, a man don't have the final say. We work as a team, but if his decision is the best outcome versus mine, he can have the final say. That's the hard part of this discussion. If you paying all the bills, you might as well have 5 to 6.
You don't get tired? Are you like your fingers don't hurt?
This CEO example shows why women feel unappreciated for their free labor at home, not holding weight as the labor they do outside the home. If a man believes going 50-50 and he has the final say, that's totally fine. But he needs to find a woman that's okay with that, just like a woman go finds what suits her. Marissa said the employee example is so transactional. No emotions because workplace relationships are not allowed. Would you be submissive to a man that makes less than you? I think it's possible. And I see it a lot even in African culture. I'm not even going to lie.
Like you said, it's not just about money. It's about how they treat you. Are they honest? Do they respect you? You could be with a man making more than you, but because the way he moves and he don't respect you, you still find it hard to submit to him.
Because he read me as comment.
Playing Cupid here. One of y'all be cute with him. Y'all should exchange contact.
I love you girls. I don't know if because I'm from the East Coast, but I relate to everything y'all say.
Where you from? I haven't seen you. How long have you been watching us? We love you too. Someone said blood of Jesus.
Some of these dudes don't want a wife. They want a dog for submission, a maid for housework, and a lady of the night for bed. Mia said, OMG, yes. It's all about options for any and every man. If women want marriage, you better want men to have options because American Black men aren't used to traveling. For women that are 6 foot tall, you have to be more submissive when you do get guys you like or meet your expectation. You have to reduce your ego.
What does that have to do with submission?
Why not? Height could
when a man would be intimidated, is that they saying?
Of course. You don't understand what they're talking about? You're intimidating. You tall and you big? Come on. That could be intimidating. There's no other culture but white culture in me. I'm just saying I'm all American. Okay. Why did you give him your phone number, Gus, if he wasn't interested in him?
I don't want to embarrass him. This guy took my phone and made me follow him on Instagram. I was saying, no. He literally, please come out. He was kind of being aggressive. So I was like, I don't want to start nothing in this place. Like, it was so weird. And I was like, no, give me your phone. No, take out your phone. Let me put my Instagram in. Let me follow Instagram. No, I should have set stronger boundaries. Trust me, I learned the hard way.
All right. Well, we're coming to an end. The last comment: money is all women talk about, especially in America. Then when men speak with their money, they are wrong now.
In America, you say you don't travel. I don't know Arab Black TV. That's probably why you're saying what. That's probably why you're saying what you're saying. I feel like you haven't been to other countries. If you think American women, all they talk about is money. Other countries, before you even look at a woman, you're bringing out money. Before you even get her phone number, you're bringing out money. Before you on the date, do you know girls? Let's tell you a story where I'm from. Men have to give them money to buy an outfit for their dates. They can demand a man to give them money to prepare for the date, to do their hair, to do their nails, to buy their outfit, to call their Uber. You guys don't know what's happening out there.
Okay, last comment. Do women even want to be stay-at-home wives? Even if I held down all the bills and you didn't have to work, I prefer you to work so you can have your own money. That makes sense. I definitely think it makes sense. I think the narrative is going around a lot of professional women, even women that have like high degrees. They're like, I don't want to work. Like, I want to stay at home. But in reality, I don't think they really do want to stay at home. I think it's just something.
It sounds nice, but they can't maintain the lifestyle. It's hard when you're making a certain amount of money to stay at home because you're giving up a lot, and you can't expect someone to even give you half of that, even to give you 25% of it. So it sounds nice. Everybody wants to be at home. I'm like, oh, I want to be a housewife. I want to be a stay-at-home mom, but you have to also, if you're a woman that wants that, you got to also cut down your lifestyle. And it's hard to cut down your lifestyle when you're used to living a certain type of way. It's just, it is what it is. It goes both ways. But yeah, every black TV say gets you right. Yeah, I feel like y'all don't be appreciating America. American women date men in jail. They put money in men's commissary. What country are women doing that? America? Huh, I'm telling you, people think I'm honestly as overall as American. I call myself in this. I feel like American women standards are even too low. If we're being honest, in terms of dating, I think American women need higher standards. So when y'all trying to be coming for American women, I was like, it's because y'all haven't seen other women and what they're demanding. You haven't gone out to these other countries and see what a woman can get just off of her beauty, just off of walking in a room, what she can have men doing for them. American men, nah, y'all a little spoiled. I'll be real, because American women are independent. They take care of themselves for the most part, and they
that feminism that y'all complain about, but it's helping y'all.
That's why you can say you want one pot, because of feminism. If it's not feminism, they'll just be your pot, and you got to take everything out of it. So as much as men think, most men are feminists, they don't want to accept it, but most men are feminists and they benefit off of feminism. They just take the extremes part of feminism and make it the enemy. But feminism is helping men, especially black men in this day and age. I only work part-time as a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, just to, yeah. But thank you all so much for joining. It's an hour and a half. We said we're going to an hour today, but we always get to talking. What do black women really want? Love, honesty, transparency, partnership, loyalty, the G-Wagon, of course, too. A lot of things, other things, they're nice. Let's not act like having nice things is not a bad thing, right? But I think too much emphasis is put on this materialism when it comes to black women, and it's just not the truth. It's just not. Are there a subset of women who want that? Absolutely, but they're not the average. They're not demanding that. They're not, in America, no. Trust me, not in America. But thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure you like. It's not too late to super chat. Bless your girls. It's not easy. What distinguished coach? Give us something from that pot, that one pot.
Like you was interviewing us. You had your microphone.
Hey, you want to use this content and put it somewhere else. I saw you. The be careful, fair use. But yeah, put something in this pot. But sport with men are alone. As sport alert with the men are lonely epidemic. We have to have a show about this loneliness epidemic. I've been hearing a lot about this. All these shows I want to talk about how lonely.
We need to have just some video just for the men. We're gonna talk about men lonely. Why are black men single? The men. We're gonna talk about the manosphere. We're gonna talk about passport, but we're gonna call them all red pill. Everybody out. Everyone. We're gonna have because I feel like we really need more of this. Not the red pill, not the blue pill. This more pink pill discussion.
Real conversation. People telling how they feel, and I feel like like I said, the reason why I feel like a lot of men gravitate. We have a video that did really bad. It's a red. They're still doing really well. It's a red pill toxic. It's a manosphere toxic, and I think the reasons why a lot of those spaces do so well is because a lot of men, especially black men, they don't have those spaces where they can really talk freely and to just express themselves. Women, that's why they talk about the loneliness epidemic. Women have more relationships, more intimate relationships. They can go to their girlfriends and talk about things that the average guy cannot go to his guy friend and talk about, right? So I think that also helps us in terms of navigating singleness and all those things. So, end of the day, we're not fighting each other. We just have to, I'm reading The 8 Rules of Love by Jay Shetty. We have to come to a point where we're trying to understand one another and work well together. It's not about you're wrong, you're right. He talks about 3 types of arguments. Basically, in the last one, you want the arguments that are constructive. That is not the blaming. It's not the petty. It's not you're this, you're that. But we're trying to really understand where each other's coming from. I think a big part of the issues we're having now with dating is that men don't really understand women. Women don't really understand men. We're coming from 2 different places. So a lot of men think, oh, I just need to make 180K and they go make that money and they're still struggling in dating. Because don't realize that as much as y'all think women like money, especially in America, women like money, but they're not going to just talk to you because you have money. It's more than that, right? So it's, we both need to do a better job trying to understand each other. Yes, every fair use is crazy, but thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. Enjoy the rest of your night. University of Houston is playing on Friday against Duke, 8:49 Central Time. So y'all to watch college basketball, make sure to watch that game.
And for anyone in Charlotte, Black Health Connect this Friday at 5 p.m. and I'm gonna be there, so y'all should come. If y'all in Charlotte,
I was in Houston a couple of weeks ago, and I put Nana on, but yeah. I sent you the flyer. What are you talking about? But
I know
thank
about it for you, but thank you guys so much for watching.
you guys. We love you all. We'll see you in our next one. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Good night.